the day 4 of the webinar series on earning from the internet. This webinar series is being hosted jointly by Maulana Abul Kalam Azad University of Technology, West Bengal, along with iLead, which is a partner institute of the university, and who have also taken a leading role in organizing this webinar series. Okay, the guests today are, I'll introduce them to you, Anushree Paul and Shodnabha Mukherjee. And let me read out a brief introduction of our guests to you. I'll do that. And if the Vice Chancellor comes in, then we will take a short break and let him speak in the beginning, and then we'll go ahead with their presentation. Okay, fine. So let me try and introduce our guests to you. Please welcome Anushree Paul and Shodnabha Mukherjee. Anushree runs her blog named The Bong Trippers alongside her husband Shodnabha. This Bong blogger and photographer people. They manage a 10 to 6 shift IT job, offer brand consulting, organize food meets, event curations, exhibitions, and pursue their blogging passion under the umbrella of the Bong Trippers. In short, a social media influencer and brand consultant slash blogger slash IT professionals. The blog came into being 4.5 years back. Since then, it has been an exciting journey. This is a food turned lifestyle blog. The page gives you information on Kolkata food whereabouts, where to eat, ongoing festivals, ongoing offers, celebrations, or some street food pick. Thanks to the lockdown, Anushree has started documenting her recipes, nurtured her passion for cooking. Well, we can stay connected. We can stay, I'm sorry, I've lost it. Let me recover it. I'll read it again for you. Yeah. So I was saying that the blog came into being 4.5 years back. Since then, it has been an exciting journey. And all that, thanks to the lockdown, Anushree has started sharing or documenting her recipes, nurtured her passion for cooking. And you can follow them across Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. The handle is @the Bong Trippers. They have earned many accolades, running a week-long show with RJ Irving on Radio 1. They were also the guides for the food walk, which they had organized with RJ Arvind and Radio 1, covering the best of Kolkata street food. They are the winners of Thai Airways Best Travel Blog 2020. They were featured in Calcutta. They were featured in Calcutta Times, Shanonda, The Statesman, Millennium Food Post, Indulge Kolkata, Anandabajar Putrika. They have been judges for Foodpreneurs 2019, organized by BCC and I. They are the only bloggers to cover the Opishpara Khabar Dalhousie, organized by BCC and I and curated by Bengali film director Arindam Shil. They have been invited to cover and promote tourism in Puri, Maldives, Chhattisgarh, and Bikaner. They have been co-curators of Walking Closet, a lifestyle exhibition. They have received certificates and worked extensively in the areas of COVID-19 and anti-human trafficking by Ansari Vikas Charitable Trust. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me present Anushree and Shodnabha to you. You can take over. We will format it like this. You will make a presentation, I suppose, and after your presentation, we can take questions. We can take questions from the panelists. We can also take questions from the participants. And later on in the day, maybe we would bring in some of the participants on the show where they can directly ask you a few questions. Okay, with these words, let me hand over proceedings to Anushree and Shodnabha. Thank you and welcome once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for the lovely introduction. It's an absolute pleasure for us to be here. Hi to all the participants here. I already see a lot of Q&A coming in. I'm Anushree.
And I am Shodnabha.
Yes. We are going to keep our presentation really compact and to the point so that, you know, in our absence also, you can go through it and you can remember, okay, Anushree and Shodnabha spoke about that point in this particular field. and really hope that this session helps you in pursuing your career on internet as a blogger. So let's get started. We'll quickly share a screen. We have a small presentation for you.
And just a heads up, like we have built up the presentation in the sense in to be realistic, so that you can relate it to yourself, your daily life, and so that you find it useful at the end of the day. So yeah, we have already shared the presentation. Is it visible, Professor?
Kindly reshare it, sir. So kindly reshare it, sir.
Okay. Okay, so the topic for today is choosing blogging as a career, and we are the Bong Trippers. Okay, who are we and what is our role? Okay, so we are a couple blogger, and the name of our blog is the Bong Trippers. Very obviously, the first question that can come to your mind is, why the name the Bong Trippers? So we really thought and thought and thought, and we were like, let's rope onto this simply because Bong, because I'm a Bong couple. Our trippers is because we are constantly on the move. Blogging probably came into our lives on a pore. Initially, it was about traveling and making memories and documenting them. So that is why the name Trippers. So the Bong Trippers is essentially a lifestyle travel blog channel whereby we document all our experiences. We present our, can we remove this, minimize this?
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, okay. So we present our food, fashion, travel and lifestyle journey that we experience across places, across continents and the globe to our audience via this medium. We both are extremely passionate about traveling, fashion, lifestyle, photography and food. And this blog came into being some 4.5 plus years ago. So we initially started off as reviewers and then we transformed ourselves into this medium for as a blogger, and we established ourselves as the Bong Trippers. It's very difficult to define yourself as a blogger or as a food reviewer, or there is no specific term to yourself when you're on social media. So here are some of the roles that we have conducted and performed for ourselves. We are bloggers, like sir mentioned, we are event consultants. We are also social media consultants, photographers, and media strategists. As a blogger, we have been associated with brands like KFC, the chicken food brand, Tanish, the jewelry brand, Tati is a sari brand, Starmark, Imami, to name a few. We'll move on.
So just one thing is that every bullet that we have written is pretty important in the sense because these have context in what we are about to say, or what are the each building block that will help you in becoming a blogger or taking blogging as a career by itself. So as Anusha was saying that we are passionate. So passion is the main thing that drives this. So you'll have to be passionate. We do 9 to 5 jobs. We do our education. We finish our education and then we get into our job life, which has been a trend for the past years now. Our parents have done that and they expect us to do the same. Like you're doing engineering, so you get an IT job or something. So, but now things are opening up, things are changing. So it is not that you need to follow what the others have done. So there is this herd mentality is now changing. So it is now things are also opening up in the sense the social media is a great platform to express yourself. So and that is what we have tried out. So and when we started, it was very early stages, like things were just picking up.
Yeah.
And we were also like experimenting, okay, so what to do, what next to do, how to go about, and it was a learning for us. And somehow, yes, we have each other and we support each other and we push each other so as to carry on this. And again, she is very passionate about food, And I am passionate about photography, and we both love traveling. So that is the common thing that we have. And we gave it a try, that let's see how to build this up, and let's see what else we can explore other than our daily boring 9 to 5 jobs. I know at the end of the day, you have commitments to maybe your family, to maybe paying off your educational loan or anything. So it is again taking that risk. You need that push so that you indulge into this. So yeah, so maybe we can move forward. Sorry for yeah.
And to add to Swarnabh, there's one more thing I would like to add. The presentation that you see today is not something off the internet or of any book. What you see is actually something that we have tried and tested in our life to reach where we are today. And we actually backtracked because of a talk today, and we were putting down the point so that it's actually easier for some of you who want to pursue a career in this field and find it helpful. So moving on to the next slide. This is a quick snippet of some of our assignments. So, we've always heard that term, that in social media, everything looks blingy, everything looks perfect. It does. It's absolutely true, because photographs, they make us look beautiful, what a beautiful life we have. But it's actually the back end work that goes into bringing this on screen, So this one example which Sir just spoke about, if you see RJ Arvind here, this is a food blog that we worked for at least a month, finalizing on questions, choosing participants, thinking of Kolkata places where we can take them and make this a success. So for a single day event, imagine the amount of hours, the amount of brainstorming that goes in behind the scenes. So this is just a snippet of, we've tried to fit into one screen. If you want to follow us more or find out what we are doing, you of course have our handles. Moving on. Setting the context. Well, the first essence of blogging is of course content. So the first question, the first hiccup that you might face is, what should I blog about, right? So these days, there's an explosion of content, and thanks to the lockdown, the pandemic, everything has shifted online. We have been work from home through and through. You guys have been taking online classes through and through. So continuously internet access is a must. www, content access is a must. Everything is online. Every small information, big information, everything is online. So that's, setting the context. It's like you're already there. You can just start something on the basis of something that you already know. You know how to Google, you know how to search for content, you know how to go about finding information about a place. So that's the basic few points that we have jotted down, that everything is online and everything has a digital footprint presence. It is easy to reach your audience these days, all thanks to the internet. So people are also, becoming very aware. The constant shift from physical things to digital platforms, the platform is actually helping us to showcase our talent. So throughout the lockdown, we saw so many cooks, home chefs have come out big time. People have actually explored their talent. They have found the courage to put up videos on their Facebook account. So it's amazing what internet can do to you, right? When you have the time, when you have the required confidence, the push and everything. So people these days, they tend to infer knowledge about a place, food, product before they experience it themselves. I'm sure you as a consumer also do that. For a simple instance, like you have to book a holiday for your family, what's the first thing that you do? You read up. You read up a lot of things about the hotel you want to book. You watch up some blogs. You read blogs to find out, what experience did Purna have, or what experience did the Bong trippers have, all of that. So this is the context setting that we have.
Yeah, and other than that, it is like it just started like a movie review, in the sense, say when you plan to watch a movie, you obviously read the review. So nowadays it is into everything, be it going to a restaurant, or she just said booking your holiday. So everything is digitized, and information is everywhere. So the catch here is, you need to be very, what I'll say, very certain about what you're writing. You need to know what you're writing, and you need to help the readers take a decision, solve their problems. So
Yes.
you need to keep that in mind as well. So And since it is like people are accessing you from all over the world, so you need to be like in that stature where you are not deviating from what you feel or what you actually want to portray. So that is just was setting the context that yes, everything is digitized, everything is online, and you have a ready-made platform. Why don't you use it?
Correct. And not to demotivate you, but you should always keep in mind you're not doing anything new. What you're doing is what 10 other people are also doing. So you have to constantly reinvent yourself.
Correct.
You have to constantly think, what different should I do so that the audience reaches me. So we'll come into the details a little while later. This was just the context setting. Move on.
Yeah, let's move. Yeah.
Okay, first, since we are talking about blogging today, how do we begin? So blogging is essentially, nurturing a baby. Your blog is your baby. You or maybe a business is your baby. So you grow it. The best thing about owning a blog is you are your own boss, which means you have control over the content. There's nobody to tell you today you have to write about this, or tomorrow you have to write about this, or there's a deadline. No, you can write. Suddenly maybe you're thinking something and you take down some notes and you're like, in my next blog maybe I can include this. That's like on the go, something that you can do. You are your own boss. You have flexibility. You have decision making power. Even if it's a failure, it's your own responsibility. So it's your baby, and it's onto you how you want to nurture it, right? So there are many facets to blogging. Essentially, we know blogging is, of course, documenting, writing online or in a diary or whatever. In fact, if you remember, all of us, during our school times, I'm sure our parents, inculcated us this habit of writing, maintaining a diary, a journal. Ajke dinta kemon gelo, put in a date, or maybe your first vacation, whatever be it. So writing is something, it's there in all of us. Of course, that can be developed. Not everybody is a born writer, but it is nothing that you cannot work on, right? So it's a complete business that involves in-depth understanding of a topic. Domain, like we said, you have to finalize on the type of writing you want to do. Is it travel? Is it food? Is it recipe? Is it tutorial? Is it fashion? Is it vagera vagera? Or then understanding of a topic. Domain, like we said, digital marketing and sales. You want to talk about the basic marketing knowledge?
So it is what I feel is that you move when you start a blog. So it is like moving from an individual perspective to a company perspective. So what happens in a company? So basically you build your product and you sell it to the customers, and at the end of the day the sale happens. So the blog follows actually the same steps. So it is about writing the content, or finalizing the content that you want to publish, and to write that content you need to have very good knowledge about that topic, or good understanding about the topic, or maybe the topic that you feel connected to. So that is first thing that you need to do. So second is again promoting, and that is what we call as digital marketing nowadays, like promoting your blog in the digital medium, using the digital medium. So we'll obviously discuss what are the basic digital marketing what I'll say concepts that you need to understand. Yeah, so we'll discuss that in a brief. And lastly is sales, in the sense it is like reaching out to your customers, reaching out to your audience, and hitting their digital screens, or so that is considered as the sale. So it is a complete organization as a whole, and in every step you are required, you are the main role there, and you are driving yourself. So again, passion drives you. I'll keep on using this word, and because that is the word that will help you to succeed, especially in this domain.
Correct.
And
and sales is important. Why? Because as the topic says, earning from the internet.
Correct.
Ultimately, our day, I mean 200%, if I'm giving on to something, it is because I'm earning out of it. So my 200% is going to go to 300% only when there is an earning medium, which also increases manifold, right? So we have to look at every aspect of it. It is not just creating and floating and then looking at it once a month. No, you have to constantly keep pushing yourself to work more and more on your domain, your blog and everything, so that you ensure there is a there is a particular amount coming out of it at the end of your month, because like Shornava mentioned at the beginning of our talk, that we all have responsibilities to fulfill. Today you are getting this opportunity to attend this session, to study in a university, to you're getting the best of the lot. So of course there is a lot of responsibility on your shoulder to also earn money, run a family, pursue your dreams. So sales is an equally important part of the entire process we're talking of, right?
Yeah, and that gives you the drive. So that is the main motivating factor, I would say, at the end of the day. So if you get earning out of what you're doing, your hard effort, so it actually drives you to go to the next step and push yourself further. So maybe we'll move on to the next slide.
Yes. So next up, we are finally delving into the topic that we've been waiting for: essentials to starting a blog.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
So inspiration. So why can't most people don't do new things? So this is a very common question.
Because they don't want to take risk, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe they lack motivation, they lack inspiration, or basically they lack that push, that internal push they need to have.
Exactly.
Yeah. So again,
it's not easy. Definitely,
yeah.
It's not easy, because putting your life out on social media is not everybody's cup of tea. Not every day is going to be, beautiful. Every day, in fact, is going to be thorny. So the Shornava you see today is not what he used to be. Today he's talking to you guys. So he's the biggest example of how he's overcome his stage fright fear. He now, it's amazing to see what coming out of a shell could do to a person. So you really need to come out of your comfort zone and give it a shot, like he has done.
Yeah, and when people tend to be in that comfort zone, it is like they don't feel like taking risks, and they don't feel like doing new stuff which might be interesting, which might give them good results. But yeah, then there's that lack. So
in fact, this is the most commonly asked question that we get as a couple blogger, is because you have a full-fledged job. Why is your interest in this? Why are you pursuing it? Because they see the kind of the schedules that we run. Earlier when we used to go to work, our day used to start at 9 in the morning and it used to end like 11:30, because after work we used to go to these events. Either we were hosting the events, or we were attending it,
or we are judging it,
or there were meetings. So a normal day was as hectic as anything. And you're constantly traveling also. So multitasking used to be a hectic thing for us. Not that work from home has made it any easier for us, but
true.
But then again, that's the most common question we used to get, that you have such a comfortable job, then why are you doing this kind of a thing? It's because we want to. It's because our passion wants us to do this. It's because we like doing what we do, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, and the best part is, like, it is totally risk free. And as the second last point says, that blogging is a risk free trial. That is 100%, it is, because when you float your blog, so it doesn't cost you even single rupee, so it's free. You have all the facilities available, so just do it, have it, use it, and maybe you'll feel good about it, and maybe you would feel continuing it. So why not give it a try? So that's what we did. That's what she did actually. And we are constantly pushing each other. So maybe we are inspiring each other. And it is like, we tend to set some limits to each other, that okay, so we need to finish. So milestones are very important.
Yes. You have to time yourself also.
And it's not just that you have a milestone and that's it. Oh, it's good to look at, but no, you need to achieve them as well. You need to finish them. You need to get into the next loop, next milestone. So that's how you take it forward. And yeah, inspiration, thanks to us, because we are couple. So and we have each other. But again, I know, we know many bloggers who are doing it independently, and then doing a fabulous job. So
correct.
why don't you guys also try it out? So that's
because
it,
none of us have any godfathers in this industry, right?
Yeah.
All of us have built it from scratch. So this is a very open fraternity, and we welcome everyone with warm hugs, you know. So if you want to come in, join us, absolutely, we're more than happy to help you guys. But diligence, hard work, and your constant drive to push yourself has to be there. Without that, nobody can help you. So if you're seriously considering a career in blogging, definitely go for it. Big thumbs up from us. But again, like I said, you have to mentally prepare yourself, because not every day is going to be beautiful. Some days you might not have any work, weeks you could not have any work. But such a situation doesn't happen is where you have to constantly, you know, plan it, time yourself, give yourself goals to achieve, so that you're constantly moving forward up the ladder.
And I would say the days when you don't have any assignment or any particular job, so take it as a day where you can learn. Exactly, you can upskill yourself. You can, maybe if you are working on photography, then why do we do a small online free
in fact,
course?
exactly. There are so many courses available these days. It doesn't harm to learn, and in fact, there's no age to learning also.
Yeah. So and maybe doing, Google offers so many free courses on digital marketing. So why don't you take that? Those are free of cost, and you can learn so much. So very lucid language for the layman, how to understand, how to get start off with, and it's very easy to understand. At the end of every assignment, there are small MCQs which you can just answer and move forward. So it is like you need to use your time. You need to whatever time you have, whatever free time you have, whatever spare time you have, use it to upskill yourself. So that is also important. And since this is a digital world, as Anushya also said, that yes, it is changing, and you need to know that what is going on around you. So that is also, maybe we'll also come to that. So we'll move on to the next slide. Yeah.
Okay. The question is finalizing your genre. What would you want to be writing on? So, like we said, if you enjoy traveling, you could start a travel blog. If you understand finance really well, you could start a blog on finance. If you're good with electronics, phones,
or software languages,
absolutely, you could always create these user guides. They are more than helpful for, you know, laymen. They can just Google, and if they come across your blog, such a help for them.
Yes.
But most people generally do not get started to blogging is because first question that comes to our mind also, you know, that what if nobody reads my blog? It's a very what should I say, practical question. Yes, why should they in fact read your blog? Who are you? They still don't know you, right? But that one question should not stop you from starting your blog. Like we said, you will always have competitors. What you're doing is something that has already been explored, but what you can do is bring in your own value. Every individual is different. Today my blog's language is different, my style is different, your style would be different. It's an open market, there's space for everyone. So first thing, you choose your domain, you start writing on it, and the next point that we suggest as a newbie, what you should do is you should be comfortable with the topic. You know, like for example, you choose, let's say, probably recipe. So it should not happen that you just write one blog and sit and wait and see the response. No, you have to continuously keep writing. So let's say you target releasing blogs twice a week or thrice a week. You do that without looking at the results. So the more consistent you are with your work, the more and more people will come to know you. The topics, like we said, it could range from cooking to parenting to jokes to criticism. There's so many movie critiques that work really well, to fashion, to travel, to product development, whatnot. Sky is the limit when it comes to topic. In fact, you can just not, you know, control yourself to one topic. You could have an exploration of topics. More than welcome to do that. These days, a lot of free pattern blogging sites are there where you can just start a blog without investing any amount of money. They provide free designs, free themes, so you can sort your topics accordingly and give users a lot of options to choose from. Selecting a broad topic is not sufficient. You need to know who your target customer is and which problems you're going to address with your blog. I think you should explain that.
So we already explained this, because again, it is like selecting a genre. Now it is, say you're looking at, say, cooking. Okay, so now cooking is a big topic. So now again, drilling it down or segregating it, that what do you want to focus? Do you want to focus eating out? So, or do you want your audience that to inform that you don't you can take a break from cooking and you can eat out at these restaurants? So these are the restaurants available. I have personally visited them, and this is my experience, and these are the images of what they serve. That can be a part. Or maybe you can go to the recipe side. Maybe you want to show how you cook it, and what are the ingredients that you feel should be matched so as to give a better taste and flavor. So you need to select that from a broad topic what you actually want to write upon. Maybe you can start upon with a very broad topic and then drill, and actually look, it follows, like, say, if you are say start writing about restaurants, so you start with your local area, then you start writing about restaurants. Maybe you plan to travel to a different state, and there you go and visit a restaurant. Then again, so the reach increases now. So now it is, you also include travel in it, right? So that is how you keep on adding it, and that is how you keep your readers enjoying and engulfed to what you are trying to portray. So that is very important, and to keep your readers busy and keep your readers fully interested in what you are presenting for the next blog. They will wait that, okay, so I really liked it, I look forward to the next blog that will come up. So these are the things that you need to remember, keep in mind, and then maybe take a proper decision that what you want to write upon.
In fact,
sorry,
you
yeah.
should tell them about photo blogs as well. It's not always about writing. There are so many photographers who maintain their blogs too.
Yes, correct. So again, if you feel that no, writing is not my cup of tea, then that's absolutely fine. If you click great pictures, it's not that you need a DSLR only to click pictures. Nowadays phones are equally powerful for taking brilliant pictures. So you can just keep uploading or write a blog which has only pictures, and that also depicts the perfect story that you want to portray. And I would say pictures do speak, and if you can put up good pictures, so they'll definitely, your viewers will be hooked onto it, and they'll look for the next. Maybe you're traveling, maybe you're doing something new, maybe whatever, maybe your skills on how to paint, maybe you want to take pictures of those. So you can just do anything you want. So it is what I say, your blog is
a reflection of what you love
and it is a blank canvas. So you can paint it as you want. You can paint it any color or whatever you want. So just go ahead and do it.
And the best bit is, like we said, it's risk free. It gives you an option to experiment, so there should not be any holding back. So if you want to explore, now is the time. Please go ahead. In fact, it would be wrong to say now is the time. Even we started quite late. There is no age to starting a blog, but since the exposure to this generation is so much more, so much better, you already have everything at your disposal, then why not? Why don't you just start today? You're just taking an online class. All you have to do is go to a portal and start your preference of starting a blog. So go for it.
Correct. So maybe we'll move on to the next. Okay, so market acceptance. First thing is that now once you have decided what you want to write about or what your genre is, and so best thing is now just go and start it off. So first thing, again, you need to, if you want to go for a proper blog, then you need to buy a domain, and that becomes a bit too technical in the sense setting up the domain name and everything. But that is why we suggest that try a blog for free. So WordPress offers that. Just go and just register your name. It's very simple. You just need an email ID, and just start it off. So and the best part is, you don't need to worry about the theme, what will be the theme, and how do we structure and everything. So everything is very simply placed out there, and it shows you analytics as well, that which blog got better hits and whatever. So it is very simple, it is very easy, and it is like anyone with some basic knowledge can actually look into it and start off with their first blog. That is one thing that I would say. And other than that, yeah, free writing platforms obviously give you benefits, like that's what I said, that techniques, and it is, there is no cost attached to it. Other than that, yeah, so another part is that, say once you write a blog in one of these platforms like WordPress, so use hashtags, and WordPress actually promotes your hashtags or promotes your blog based on these hashtags. So it is like you are actually doing not much of marketing about your blog, but it is getting noticed because WordPress itself is actually promoting it based on when people are searching about a particular hashtag, and it is actually showing up your blog. So that really helps for a startup, I would say. And it's easy also. And other than that, when you, because look, this is like testing the water. So once you're done with it, and once you're confident, it happens when you are done with one or two blogs, then you feel yourself like, I'm confident now, and then you go for the paid domain or register yourself for a domain. Then comes the next jump. So first is like uh, testing the water, and you'll also find, when you publish your blog, you'll also find other bloggers commenting that, yeah, this is good. Maybe you can also find the reputed bloggers. They might get in touch with you and promote your content, so maybe they can help you out as well. So it is like trying out the market, that okay, so this is my product, which is a blog which I have written, or maybe is with photographs. I have placed it in the social media, that is the marketplace where I've placed it, and I find customers accepting it, taking it. So when you find that, yes, people are giving positive feedback, so you have that market acceptance readily. So now you have that confidence that, okay, so people are liking it, so let's move on, let's go
start investing
little more effort, little more time, and maybe, yeah, you can go for the next step.
Correct. In fact, the second last point about the tag bit, this also answers your question from the presentation 2 slides back, where the first question that comes to your mind, who's going to read my blog? So this free platform is actually helping you find readers also. So there is one more excuse cancel for you to not start a blog. You should definitely
start. You should definitely.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next slide then. Okay, so some basic marketing. So as we already mentioned during the introduction, that
the struggle would be there.
Yes. And it's not that you just write a blog and you just sit quietly. So you need to promote it. People do write because they write brilliant content, they write brilliant stuff, but at the end of the day, there's no traffic. Why? Because they have not promoted themselves. In today's world, you need to be upfront, straightforward, and promote yourself. You do it at every aspect of your life. You present yourself in front of interviewer. You are promoting yourself there. Why won't you do it for your blog, which is your baby? Why will you not do that? So again, some basic marketing is required. As I said, that there are hundreds of basic marketing courses available online, and it mainly is related to content marketing. It is related to SEO, or search engine optimization, and it is related to social media optimization. And you will also find some brilliant hacks actually given by some of the pro bloggers, that how to increase the reach, or how to promote your blog in a great way, in a better way, so that it reaches your target audience. So the basic marketing is what we all know. Come on, we all know how to. Yeah.
Because having a Facebook account or an Instagram account is very natural these days.
Yeah.
It's not a big hiccup at all. So if you're already having an existing Facebook or an Instagram account, you have every right to promote your own blog on those channels also. Probably 5 people will appreciate it in the beginning. That's all right. It's going to grow. It's not going to go down for sure. So the first 5 will become 10, 10 will become 20, 20 will become 50, and then probably at the end of the year you would see you're actually getting appreciated for your kind of work. So that's the minimum kind of motivation that you can derive from your social media accounts that you already have. Put them to use since you're already having them, right? Twitter, YouTube, let's not talk about them. Those might be a little bit more complicated to explore, but Facebook, everybody has one. Instagram, everybody has, and we all like posting pictures, don't we? So maybe at the end of maybe a recipe creation, I'm putting up a picture on Facebook and I'm linking my blog link to it. So people are also appreciating the photo and the fact that you have made your own lunch today, and they're also taking, investing time to read up what's in the blog. Have you written a recipe? Have you explained how the food has been prepared or where the food is from? So that is how you have to be your own PR basically. So you have to promote your own blog, you have to promote your own self. How you portray to your audience is how you're going to get back the love. So first most, just reiterating all that we have explored so far. First you decide your domain or your genre, you decide the platform that you choose for your blog. It could be a free to begin with, or if you have finances planned, then a paid domain at the beginning. Absolutely. You have to a theme, the kind of audience you're targeting, and after that you are promoting, you're being the PR of your own blog. So till this is what we have discussed. Now we are going to move on to the main topic. Sorry, I just cut you. You saying something?
Yeah, no, sorry. I was saying that as you said that social media, so Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, so these are your marketing tools that you have. So these are where you can promote yourself. So why don't you use them? These are not just for putting up pictures and seeing what other people are doing. So when you're starting your blog, you need to promote that. So use these mediums. These are very powerful mediums where you can reach millions of people, not only in your locality but over the world. So please use them to the fullest and drive as much as traffic you can to your blog. So that really helps, I would say. Yeah, so we'll be moving on to the next topic. So
this is what you've all been waiting for, right?
So how to start monetizing. So at the end of the day, as we said, that we all have dependencies and we all need to earn.
And there is no denying that money motivates all of us. Absolutely. Because the kind of life we are leading these days, it is very important that we have some future thoughts, as to the amount of resources coming in at the end of the month, so that you have to plan the entire month on the basis of it. You cannot have responsibilities. You cannot run a family. You cannot have any finances to begin with. But whatever be it, whatever circumstances we are all in, we should always plan before jumping into this. We understand the responsibilities that come with responsible blogging, and of course earning out of it.
Yeah, so now earning from a blog. So how to do that? First thing is that when your blog is floated, so what you can do is you can obviously give ads in your blog.
Google ads.
Yeah, Google ads, you can do that, and that is again dependent on how many people are actually viewing that ad. So for that you need to have traffic to your blog. So make sure that you have done the marketing properly, so that you have more and more visitors to your blog. They are coming to read your blog, and as a result they are also viewing the Google ads which is placed in the blog. So that is important, that people come and view those ads, and that is how you get paid. And there are certain numbers. So the better the larger number of people that visits or hits your blog, at the end of the day Google obviously Google pays you more.
This is a very easy calculation, that of course the more traffic you can route to your blog, the more you earn.
Yes. So that is what the next point says, is that the first thing is to build a loyal audience base. So you need to have a readership or viewership which are loyal, and they regularly revisit your blog because of the content obviously that you give is awesome. So they will obviously revisit because you have done very good marketing, which is like many people who even were not aware of, yes, this blog did exist, and they now know that yes, your blog is there, so they'll come and hit. So that is how you build it up, that is how you work around it and drive the audience to your blog. So that is also important. And it is like so once, as I said, that free blogs also have analytics. Now when you go for a paid stuff, you will get analytics that how many hits you are getting, what is the traffic flow. And then once you have a steady traffic flow, when you see that yes, monthly or weekly I have these amount of traffics regularly visiting me, then you think of expanding how to, again, monetizing in a better way, monetizing it differently, monetizing it aggressively. So that is the next step that you follow, or that is the next step that you think upon.
Correct. And in fact, when you're on social media, you cannot have only one source of income, because this is such a platform where there's no fixed salary, right? So you don't know which source is going to get how much amount. So that is why you would see, you would never find any blogger or even a vlogger per se ever depicting an amount, because when you ask them how much they earn, it's not possible to answer, because every month is different, every source of earning is different, every amount is different. So we have to ensure that you get money from multiple sources, so that when the pool comes in, it's a good amount for you to fulfill all your responsibilities. So next year, Shonda was going to walk you through some of the earning options.
Yeah. So when your blog is getting good amount of hits and traffic, so what other things that you can do? Obviously, you can do affiliate marketing. Is that you can sell products directly to your audience? Yes, you can do that. You can request visitors to fill your surveys. Yes, you can obviously request the visitors to just fill up a small survey that you have at the end of the
or
blog,
maybe a product review.
Yeah, or a product review. You can give that. Or now you can also write sponsored articles. Yes, because you have good writing skills, and that is truly evident in your blog, and that is why people are coming down to read it.
Correct.
So you'll use that for writing sponsored articles, definitely.
And with sponsored articles, please keep in mind, responsible blogging and sponsored articles, they need to go hand in hand. You cannot just write ABCDE just because the brand needs you to write ABCDE without verifying, because at the end of the day, it is your portal they are using to promote their own whatever, be it could be a brand,
product,
it could be
service,
product,
anything,
whatever. Yeah. So you should not be in trouble. So you need to understand the in and out of what you're writing, how you're writing, and if you're on the right. If your ethic allows you to write that, then please do. Don't just write it for the sake of the amount you're being quoted. This is where responsible blogging comes in. You also need to stay true to your understanding, to your ethics, to everything. It's a responsibility, right? Because when you're putting up something, you have a certain amount of audience looking up to you, because they are waiting to get 100% honest review out of it. You cannot let them down. So it is very important to be a responsible human being, to of course earn by being responsible. It is possible. You can say no because you don't feel right about what you're going to write. You absolutely have a right to say no. There is no fear about it. So responsible blogging is something that you should practice as a good practice, in fact.
Yeah, correct. And end of the day, you're answerable to your readers, because they are reading your blog and they might be influenced from it. So please keep that in mind, that I will not write something false or something which is not correct, or which might hurt someone else's sentiment. So whatever
it could also be a health hazard, probably you quote a line which is actually a health hazard, but you did it because it was just part of maybe some requirement. So you have to be very, very careful. You need to pass on your article to and fro with the brand till you are okay with what is going to be published. So you have to keep these small things in mind. Your question to this can be, how do we get sponsored articles? It will come with time. None of us are popular from day one. We probably, the first 6 months, let's look at minimum earnings. let's be honest,
or no
about
earnings
it, or
at
no
all.
earnings.
Maybe
Exactly.
it is just
The
building up your
hard truth
brand.
is,
Yeah.
yes, building up the brand. Once you're getting noticed, you would see automatically work will flow in. It could be through your friends, it could be through PR people who are there in the market, because they are always very conscious about who's entering the market, who's doing what. They're always up to date. So you need not worry about work if you're on the right track. But yes, if you are starting the blog thinking that I need to start earning money from today or tomorrow, then please step back and think.
Because that's
It's
not
not a,
possible.
yeah, it's not a salaried job. You are not signing a contract that, you know, I'm getting some amount at the 31st of this month or the 1st of next month. It's not like that. It's something that you are harvesting and then you will reap out of it later. So you need to have that mentality also. So that is why a lot of people, you know, don't want to be a full-time blogger at the beginning, and it's completely understandable. A lot of us do it side by side. A lot of us leave our jobs once we have established ourselves in this domain. We have a name and we know that, you know, we can assure a certain amount of earning coming in through the month, and we are comfortable leaving our 9 to 5 job, which gives us a salary on the 30th only. You know, it's very difficult to leave the job and move on to this. But yes, like we said, if you're on the right track, there is no stopping you.
Correct. Yeah. And finally, when your content or when your blog becomes well known, so as Anusha said, that if you are doing the right work, there are people always looking out for you, who will definitely would like to be in touch with you, get in touch with you, and like use you as a medium to promote their business. So yeah, that is how the earnings come into play. Maybe we'll move into the next slide.
Yes, and one final thing, you know, in continuation with the previous slide is, do not ask for work in the beginning. Please don't do that. Don't sell your brand to another brand just because to get work, because few points lost there itself. Like we said, you have to keep moving in the right direction. Work will automatically come to you if you're honest in your dealings and in your writings, and you know your projection. There you don't have to worry about work. It will flow in through your people, through outsiders, through emails, through Instagram, through Facebook, whatever be it. But yes, the initial, for example, food reviewers, you know, it's not from day one they are food reviewers. They have started doing that from a particular age, probably when they were young. Like I can give my example, because I started off as a food reviewer and then I moved on to blogging. So my interest in food goes back to some 2010 probably, you know. Even before that, at home, you know, what is my mother cooking, what is she using, and all of that. My first exposure to an international world happened in 2010 when I won a scholarship. So I had to go to Japan, and you can imagine the culture shock I received, because their food habits and our food habits is absolutely different. That is when I was intrigued, and I actually started my studying about food and learning about how cultures work, what food are they eating, how are vegetables so different. It's the same potato, but it's so different. How the pricing is different, the quality is different, the dishes are different. It's amazing. So the from 2010 there's been no looking back, you know. So after that, there was an initial few years where I would pay out of my own pocket money to go to a new restaurant, try their food, write about it yourself, you know, because that used to give me so much happiness. There was nobody asking me to do it, but I was doing it because that would make me happy. So I used to save money, I used to go spend it, try the food, write about it, and then slowly everything fell into place. You know, with reviewing came blogging, with blogging came recognition, with recognition came the bong trippers, with bong trippers came we are here today talking to you guys, you know, about our journey. So when I look back, it's like hona hi tha, you know, that kind of a thing. So there is no replacement to hard work and honesty. And finally, we are at the final slide, I think.
Yeah. So now the final step is like ditching your job. Come on, that is a very hard decision. That is very true. But again, as Anusha said, that you can start early, in the sense, if you are still studying, you can start having, or you can start writing blogs maybe down the line when you're about to be placed, or when you're about to join your first job. At that time, maybe you can compare between the both. Okay, this is the salary that I'm giving, okay, but I am already earning this much from my blog. So then that becomes easy for you to convince your close ones, your parents, maybe your uncle, your brother, whoever be it, or whoever is taking decisions in your life. So that becomes easier then. But again, if you start early, you have that time, and you can play with it, like, okay, so I start slow, and you build it up. So that is important. That but the most important thing is you start, you push yourself to start. And so
in fact, imagine that you are in a job, 10 hours of your day is going into that, and you leave that job. So without giving that 10 hours, if you have brought your blog up to here, imagine where you can reach if you invest those lost 10 hours also into your blog. So that is what we're saying. When you are your own boss, you feel like working more. It's a fact. We all want to be our own decision makers. We all want to be able to control our own decisions, to be able to control our own source of income. So the last step should be that stage where you're finally convinced and motivated that no, today I can proudly say that I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to become a full-time blogger.
Yeah, but again, be responsible. Don't take decisions on just that way. So it's like you need to be logical. You need to analyze. Practical. You need to forecast that. Yeah, okay. If I'm taking this decision, that means I have these backing up. Like, yes, the blog will support me, and then you take that step. It's really difficult. That's the main thing that I tell you. But you need to do that. So yeah, maybe that's and the best part is it's free to start off with. We start off as we started, and we are still learning. We are still experimenting, and we are trying to say expand also as well into different things, so that yeah, we get more and more audience, obviously. So that is all from us for today.
And a big all the best to all of our participants today. Thank you so much for attending this session. We are here across all the platforms that you see: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Email us if you have any questions. Visit our blog, find out, give us feedback. We are always open to feedback. We always expect feedback from everybody across all age groups, because we don't know what might strike you, could be helpful for us. So we are not the kind that we take okay, yeah, we listen to it. We're not like that. So pass on feedback. We'll be more than happy to hear from young minds. So yeah, that's it from us. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Professor sir, Mom, VC sir, the entire team at the university, thank you.
And thanks to the audience as well, of course, for listening to us. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yeah, it was a very nice presentation, a very lucid presentation, and presented in a very simple manner. So I think the participants must have learned quite a bit from by listening to you. But before that, before we go into questions, I would like to introduce you to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, who has joined. So, sir, good evening and welcome. We have started, and I would like to introduce our guests today, Anushriya Paul Mukherjee and Shodnava Mukherjee, who are bloggers, and they are telling us, they're taking us through how to blog and how to monetize it, and how to earn money out of that. So, sir, would you kindly say a few words in order to inspire the panel as well as the participants, sir? Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I believe that it was a very useful session for all of our participants.
Yes, sir.
We were trying to explore all the possible avenues for our new generation students to make them more financially self-dependent. And this writing blog is one of the formidable options in this direction. If you have any liking, any expertise, any observed opinion, you can always go for writing a blog. And it's nice examples that Anushri Paul Mukherjee and
Shodnava Mukherjee.
Shodnava.
Yes, Shodnava, sir.
Yes, Shodnava. They're very young, and they have the example by doing it by themselves. So that's this the unique model of these webinars, that here instead of preaching theoretical things, we are trying to bring all these people who have done it themselves. For this and seeing is the believing. You can see that they have done it, so you can also do it. So there is this no impediment, no obstacles uh, that much this formidable and that much this great which cannot be overcome if you have the right intention of mind. So this is the this time to gain insights, gain valued experiences from other people works, and to make yourself self motivated and self inspired. And this economic self-reliance, this is going to be the most important and crucial part of all our learners at this stage of their lives. And in because not only this pandemic situation which has broke out in the entire world, which has this deteriorated the economic conditions of many people. So, but also the fact that until and unless we do not gain our this power of this financial self-reliance, then many things we cannot do of our own, and we have to remain dependent on our parents, on our sponsor, on the government, on society, and all these things. So this is the time, I am repeating it, this is the time to come out of all the circles and to find an avenue for adopting all these by adopting all these these useful things to capture the opportunities. Opportunities are everywhere. Internet, digital world that has opened up a plethora of opportunities. So right now, only thing is this: how much you are prepared for that mentally. This is not a very difficult proposition, and again, I am reiterating that take this useful learning by interaction with them, with Anusri and Sharnavo, and try to this evaluate all these, stimulate all these things, and try to do something of your own, so that one day we can also call some of the people from our participants to share their knowledge for the benefit of this your next generation members. So with this, I'd like to conclude. Professor Sujit Mukherjee, kindly engage in interaction with Anusri and Sharnavo
Sure, sir.
for the benefits of all the participants. And I would like to see that after this session is over, some of our participants will come forward to follow these types of practices, so that we can have the satisfaction of organizing this event by ourselves for the benefit of our students. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for those inspiring words. And sir has always been very, very inspiring. He has always been telling us to use the internet to the fullest, trying to acquire knowledge from it, trying to acquire finances from it, trying to, live your life on the internet if you can. So we have done a lot of, learning using the internet, because we have really used the online platform for education in a big way, big time. And our students will vouch for that. And we are perhaps one of the leading universities in this area. We have conducted a large number of webinars covering various topics of interest from different walks of life. And here we are now talking about how to earn using the internet. And I'm sure that must be something very interesting to the participants and students at large. So fine, I think I want to thank you, sir, so much for these words. And we move on. I would really congratulate Anushya and Sharnavo for, having given a very, very practical, hands-on kind of a presentation. It was very down to earth, and it was nothing very, very esoteric, I would say. So every word could be understood by people who have attended, and I think they can take away certain things from this presentation. Exactly. Mo, what is your reaction? Let me hear from you. You have also listened to them, right?
Yes, I agree to this. And, I think they broke it down to a very like root level, where and because they have been doing this, in a recent past 4 years, 4.5 years. So they have actually, as she told actually, that they went back and, backtracked and exactly wrote it down. What are the points that they have faced in their journey so far, which will eventually help others. And they had very pertinent points. I teach blogging as part of the curriculum as well, and some of these points I talk about almost every day. So yeah, this exactly, so this is what it is about. I think one word which all of our panelists have been keep they are going back to is passion. So blogging is essentially also about passion and dedication and a lot of research work. You have to know a lot about the subject that you want to talk about, and of course there are other things that you need to pick up on, as I think Sharnamba was talking about SEO, and so that you, but also that point that often you are hesitant about promoting yourself. I think that is a very key point, that
Yeah.
you write very nicely. You are very poetic almost, but then you are shy about promoting yourself. But that is a very important part of this entire journey. So just writing good is not enough. I am one of those people, so I can't promote myself. So I have this quiet blog and I keep writing on it, and no one knows about it. So I am that person. So I actually correlate with it. But yes, if someone wants to have a career in blogging, or the other things that has come out of blogging, like what they were talking about, they have become brand strategists, they have become social media influencer, but essentially they started from writing their blog.
Correct.
So so multiple career, multiple roles they are handling, but they started from the simple blog and their passion for traveling. So I think this is a very very informative and very down to earth presentation. Thank you, the Bong Trippers, for this one.
Thank
Yes, I'm very excited about this one. I want to see what are the questions actually.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, so let's take a few questions now. Otishman Rai would like to ask, he's saying, I love photography and I often plan to roam around Calcutta and explore places and love to introduce those places to others through my photography. But I'm finding new places and introducing it to people is not easy. So, advice about how to stay motivated always when most times it's not easy. So, how will you answer him?
So, being motivated, like, right? So that was one of the key points that we had. Like we said, not every day is going to be same. Today, when you wake up, you might feel like আমি আজকে 60টা ছবি তুলবো কলকাতার, but again, tomorrow the same person might feel, today I don't feel like doing anything about the photographs, I don't like anything. So you need to strike a balance in motivating yourself. You need to have a plan that today I'm going to cover these areas of Kolkata and take some photographs, and tomorrow I'm going to work on those photographs and decide that I'm going to caption it like this so that people will find it interesting. It could be a simple photograph of, let's say, the most photographed place of Kolkata, Victoria Memorial. There are still 10,000 new ways of showcasing that place. That is where we need you, Archishman, because you might add in the value to that photograph, which probably I might not think as a person, which probably maybe Shujit Sir might not think as a person. So every person has a value to add, and to be able to motivate yourself. Where will you get the motivation? When you get appreciation on your post, right?
Exactly.
When you see 10 people writing good things about, or even bad things, in fact, there is motivation in negativity also. Don't ever forget that. The more negative writings are about you, the more the passionate you feel about working on them, right? So it is on you to devise your photography ideas. I haven't seen what clicks you have. I would love to, of course, and I would like to advise you to tell you if you are right or wrong or anything, but be your own judge. You are the best person to judge your own work. You have more exposure to the internet, similar to all of us. So you need to find a balance between motivating yourself and bringing out that content to your audience. I think initially it might be a little bit hiccupy, but then once you get into the groove of it, it would be easy.
And one more thing is that you need to be regular, because your viewers, or you, so if they get regular feeds of you coming every time when they scroll, so that also helps. So if you are regularly posting, say, images of Kolkata which no one has actually seen from that particular angle, you're doing it, just she mentioned. So keep on doing it, and things will fall in place anyway. We have seen many people who have just started it and they keep on doing it, and now they have so much of fan following. So, and especially photography, so people will love eventually.
Yes.
Don't worry, because you'll also get better day by day. So yeah, I think, yeah, that's
Okay, we'll now take a question from Shoham Roy, who is saying, I'm interested in science blogging. I have a Facebook page as well as a website named Science Archives, having only 750 plus followers. But I find that people are not much interested in science. I don't get the likes, comments, and shares. How can I reach up to the persons who really have keen interest? How can I make my work more interesting?
Okay. So Shoham, first thing is congratulations that you have 750 plus followers also.
Exactly,
There
yes.
are pages that don't even exceed 100 plus followers. So the fact that you have stuck to your page and brought interesting 750 plus people is itself an achievement in itself. So be proud of yourself, number one. Number two is Facebook is a huge platform, right? If you have interest in science blogging, there are 20 other people who also have the same interest. Find relevant groups.
Groups, yes.
Just type it in, it would pop up. Join those groups, follow the how they're working, or share your own work into those groups. With that, you will gain followers, of course. Apart from that, you would have an interaction, because currently your thinking is probably limited to the kind of content you are creating. When you talk to 10 other people, your avenues, they open up, right? Automated. Don't worry about followers. Like we said, if you are working on the correct path, if you know what you want, it's actually nice that you have chosen science blogging. It's actually unheard of, and there are tons of things you can do on this. Find your set of people, your kind of group. There will be no looking back. You are on the right track. Just don't give up. Just look for similar groups and share your current content. I'm sure your followers will keep coming. And fix a day, like for example, Friday you want to release an article on science blogging, or maybe a related content. Fix a day and make sure to not miss the day, so that the 750 people are used to seeing your content on Friday only 5 p.m. probably that Shoham will release this. Stick to it.
And maybe you can make it more interesting, because science as a word does not sound interesting, but if you make it much more interesting in whatever field you're writing, maybe you put up supporting images, or maybe videos, or maybe you put that particular, what I'll say, your input, that will make the difference altogether. So try doing that as well, so that will definitely work out. Yeah.
The next question is from Shudeep, who is saying how to start as a blogger on topic of art history through interesting way. Can you please suggest?
Okay, art and history.
Art history.
Yeah, again, art history should have mix of writing as well as
Images.
photography. So because look, if I need to also connect to the common man. So it is like, say, if my parents, if they find this interesting, so I might reach out to the masses, and they might find it interesting when they find a good image of a place which they have read about, and exploring it further through your blog. That will definitely make a difference out of it. So try something mixing up content with photography. That is one thing. And choose a theme in whatever platform you are publishing your blog. Choose a theme which is focusing on images, and maybe with supporting content. I think yeah.
And if your own pool of images are not enough, to if you think it doesn't really beautify the blog, you can of course use Google Images, but don't forget to give credit. We don't want you to land in trouble because you have taken somebody's picture or somebody's content or so be very careful. This is where again the responsible blogging bit comes in. We have seen that happening. Stay away from it. Be cautious, be alert. You've taken it from somebody's blog, just add in a link thanking them. That's more than enough. They are also happy you are using their work. You are also happy because your work is getting done, but giving credit is very important.
Yeah. And they will get a backlink from your blog, and they'll be more than happy, because again, the visitor who is coming to your blog will be directed to there. So this is how again the social media marketing works. But yeah, so that will be helpful.
Well, the next question is from Ankit Kumar Tiwari. He's saying, I have a blog and its name is Quanswer. I believe that's a bunch of question and answer. I don't know really. And it is monetized by Google AdSense, but I get very little traffic. That's why my earning is next to nothing. So what can I do to get traffic?
This is something which we've already answered during the presentation. So yeah.
So you promote yourself. So that is the first thing that you need to do. Use all the mediums that are readily available where you have ready-made accounts. Like you can also use the LinkedIn account as well to promote yourself, because you're answering to questions if those are technical or maybe some work related questions, and obviously LinkedIn is the medium. Other than that, Facebook is always there. And also you can go and comment. So now that also helps in building up traffic. So if you have joined a forum, and if you answer few comments about, if someone is putting up a question and you answer there, and you give a link of your blog just there and ask them to come and visit your blog, so that they'll get similar answers, similar questions addressed. So that will help up generating more and more visitors to your blog. So that is how you should do it. And yeah, promoting it is definitely required. Use all the available mediums.
And Ankit, your biggest advantage is you're still studying. What are your fellow co-students are doing? Ask them to go follow your blog. They're going to bring in traffic, right?
Yeah.
So we are ready for the next question. Yeah.
Well, the next question is from Shimontini, and she's saying, "I want to place my poems and stories on my blog page. Will I be able to do so?" And then she has got one more question: that which website should I use? I mean, as a beginner, I have Instagram page since March 2020, but I am not getting likes as well as followers.
Right, Shimantani. So again, like we said, once you're done with this, we are going to share the presentation. We have also mentioned WordPress. WordPress provides free, blog page hosting links. Definitely start your blog there because it's very user friendly. It's very easy, no hassle. You can just float it there and concentrate on your writing. Definitely put up your poems and stories there because
there are a lot of readers. There are a lot of readers for that.
Because we love reading it. And the second thing, once you've successfully created your blog, is definitely link it to your Instagram bio section. Instagram, if you have 10 followers also, you are ensuring those 10 people are also aware of your blog. Even if they're not following it, at least they're aware that Shimantani owns a blog. After that, similar to like we suggested for Ankit and the rest of the participant group, definitely join groups, put them up on your personal account so that more and more people just have the knowledge that Shimantani is a blogger. She has started a page or a blogging channel or whatever, so that you are there in people's memories. Acha, if I want to read a good poem, and then it remembers, oh, Shimantani had spoken about her blog, let me go and check it out. That is how it's going to start slowly. Give it some time, I'm sure it's going to work for you.
And there are groups, there are obviously like-minded people where they
poetry
want
groups,
to
in fact.
exactly discuss about poetry and literature. So please join those groups. And at the end of the day, what I'll say, you need to promote shamelessly if you want a lot of traffic. So do it as much as you want. Don't think that if I'm promoting so much, what will the others think? They will think nothing. They will think that, okay, she knows how to promote herself. She is actually on top of the readers every time. Whenever I'm scrolling down, I'm getting her feed. So staying in top of the readers or viewers is very, very important. Yeah.
We have a long question coming up from Shautik Mukherjee, who says, "I am having a food blog which specifically focuses on food, its cultural relevance, stories behind it, and restaurants which are functioning and opening up around the state. My question is that for food and restaurant blogging, is it the visual appeal only which interests people, or is it the nutritional value, the flavors, the conditions under which they get prepared? The historical relevance also matters. I have noticed people falling for pictures which look amazing but pay less heed about its ingredients, business perspective of that food, and its origin."
Agree to what Shotik says. Definitely visual appeal is a big thing. People tend to watch their food first these days before consuming it. But if you are saying that, you have a crowd who are actually interested in the photographs more than the ingredients or the story behind what you're writing, make use of it. If you have got their attention by looking at the photographs, immediately link it with an ingredient photograph and then a small gist of what the food is all about, followed by another photograph. Make it a photo story so that they also appreciate the photographs that coming with it, the images that are there with accompanied content. So both your work is done that way, I suppose. What do you think?
And given the current situation, people are obviously more interested and conscious about how it is being cooked and whether it is hygienic or not and everything. So if you give that additional information along with beautiful images, that will definitely be or stand out. So
and I think the use of keywords, make use of them, words like immunity, boosting, nutrition, it's bound to work, because like Shonavo said, we are continuously looking at what we're eating these days. With the entire COVID scenario, everybody's become very conscious of where they're eating from, how they're eating, what goes into the food, be it a normal, simple, known food. So make use of it. Go in for keyword marketing, go in for photography masked with content. Why not?
Yeah, and give the audience whatever they want. If someone wants to view or wants to go through good pictures, give them pictures, and if give them, if they want nutritional value details, give it to them. So you have both the things in your platter, and let them have it as they want. So I would say keep both. Pictures are important, as well as the back end of it. How is it good? Everything is important. So just keep both and let them enjoy. Yeah.
Okay. The next
I want to
question.
ask a
Yeah, Mom,
related
go ahead.
because they mentioned something, and I feel that is important. So, you mentioned keywords. I think one is that one side of promoting your blog, of course, is to various social media platform. But then, we have the search engine also, which comes in and kind of looks for keywords so that, you get
Absolutely.
a organic ranking, which is
Yes.
also
Yes.
very important, right? Because
Absolutely. Yeah.
people who may not know you at all and who may not be in your social circle, or your friend or family or whatever, yet may find you, and that is through the search engines, right? So this is a very important part of blogging as well. So if you could give at least few tips on that area to the attendees, because that is also, some people who are hesitant about PR may actually focus on this segment, right? Really
Yeah.
work.
Yeah, so SEO is actually again building up an ecosystem. Okay, so it is like you need to position your vantage points and build it up. So at the end of the day, if you are publishing a blog and doing some backlinks with some other say well-known bloggers, obviously that is one. So it is like you keep on adding layers, and then you keep on, when you reach from one layer to other, you change, or your positioning changes from one page to other. From say page 10 you move on to page 5 and 2 and 1. So it is not overnight effort, so you need to work for that. It takes minimum of 3 to 6 months for a website or a blog to show up in proper pages, or say first to third or first to fifth pages. And you again, the hashtags or the particular content that you're writing, that should have the, what I'll say, if you're writing about food, and if your genre is food, so the content should have the keywords that are related to food, which someone might search on Google, and that will help Google to crawl your blog and take it out and show it to the audience.
Yes.
So that is important, that what keywords you are choosing, what is the frequency of the keyword that you are using in your content, because you cannot just keep on bombing keywords in your content, because Google will again blacklist that. So you need to follow those as well. There are regulations, there are rules that this is the minimum and maximum amount of keyword that you can use in your content, which is healthy. which will show up in organic search results. So that is also one thing. And also it is like promoting yourself in other forums as well, where I just said that there are many discussion forums where people talk about certain topics. So you need to go visit, write, comment. You can also share your blog link there. Other than that, you can also publish free articles, or maybe you have written a blog which maybe helps in writing a programming language. So you visit a particular say a forum where people are discussing about that language and what are the problems they are facing. You go and write a small paragraph or a small sentence, but not entire content of your blog. You just finish it half and give your blog link. For more, please visit my blog to read the entire stuff. That will actually help you out. So this is how you need to build it up. And because social SEO or search engine optimization is a big topic, there are many things that you can do. But again, yes, organic is the healthy way. There are again paid promotions as well that you can use through Google Ads, or where you need to pay, but that is not suggested at all. That is not for the beginners actually. So let's keep that aside. Focus on the organic part.
Yeah.
Focus on,
and I think some of the easiest hacks that we say that you should maintain is keep your content crisp and clean, keep it as basic as possible, use keywords at appropriate junctures, and use relevant hashtags. So when you publish your blog, you would come across a section called tags. So if you're writing about food, suppose you're making a home cooked food, you can of course use relevant hashtags. There are so many, we don't even have to teach you. In fact, we are learning from you guys these days about hashtags, right? So you have to use relevant hashtags. Keep it clean. If you're using images, make sure to caption them, because every picture should be self-explanatory. So even if it's a step 1, even if it's a step 2, and keep it in a very and publish it in a very clean manner. If
and
it's
also tag the images.
Yes.
Yeah. So with appropriate hashtags.
Correct. And if it's a recipe blog, then definitely you should have a separate section for ingredients. Make it look nice. Apart from images also, the writing presentation could also be crisp and very clean and nice. So these are some of the small things that you could follow if you're essentially looking at starting off at the blog. And of course, like we said, once the blog is published, use the link, put it in the bio of your Instagram profile or on your Facebook page, promote it with a picture of the food, the final output that you have, or across groups. So these are some of the initial things you could do to start with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So shall we take the next question?
Yes.
So we have a question from Shubhangam Day, and he's saying, I am having over 27,000 views in YouTube as a travel and food blogger. How can I grow more vastly?
Okay, so this is a question we have all been asking, right? How can we grow more vastly in YouTube? YouTube has millions, zillions, eons of video types, right? So 27k views as a travel and food blogger is amazing, I would say, which means you've already monetized your channel. Definitely keep the more, it's a pressure on yourself, because I'm sure the video that has garnered 27k views must have been of excellent quality, which means you have to keep producing that kind of content continuously, keep moving out, right? So which means you have to take up more travel videos, you have to create more videos, and consistency is the key here. So your audience has already set an expectation, you need to fulfill it, and for that you need to keep traveling and keep creating more videos and promoting it. Like we said, use your other social media profiles, and
To
I'm
promote,
sure, yes, and I'm sure
promoting is the key word here. So promote using all your channels. Yeah.
We take a question from Shishman Roy, who is saying, I have a think tank, and they call it the Analyst Center, in which me and my friends write about interesting topics based on every field, but the views are increasing very slowly. How can I boost up the page?
So I think it's again the same thing, I suppose. So I have a think tank. is he talking about the
No,
Facebook
so
page?
no. He has a think tank, and so if this is again, that is what I was saying. If this is say an organization, and if they want to promote it accordingly, then again it is first thing is obviously joining the relevant groups on which topics they are writing questions or solving problems on. That would help. But if it is a NGO or a freelance think tank, then it is mostly what you can do is you can go for the maybe you can promote it using some paid promotion tools. Maybe you can use them. There are a lot of tools that you can use. But if you are giving a good content, then I think use other forums where you can post. There are many forums where you can do article submissions, writing a small article on how to solve a particular problem, and that helps in gaining traction and bringing in visitors to your uh, whatever website you have, or a discussion forum that you have. Yeah.
So I think all of the questions are related to more or less the same
Yeah,
thing,
same thing.
Yes.
It is
establishing
more
the
or less.
page,
Yeah.
channel, absolutely. So everything is interlinked and everything is related to each other. So the answers they might seem repetitive, but you don't know what's going to click for you today. So suppose today it works for you, again tomorrow it changes. So that's what social media is about. You have to keep trying, continuously changing, finding newer groups, exploring, talking to more people, finding out what they are doing. That is why it helps to have friends in the same fraternity. You can talk it out and you can ask them that this is not working, has this been working for you? Good exchange of ideas.
Yeah.
Because it's a, like I said, ever welcoming fraternity. Everybody's learning. There is no full stop to this learning, because social media is evolving, so are all of us, right? Today you are coming in, tomorrow 10 more people would be coming in. It's amazing what everybody brings to the table.
I think now we will let in a few participants who can directly ask you questions on the show.
Sure.
So Prem, would you please let in people who have raised hands?
Yes, sir. Suvicha Paul. Suvicha Paul, please unmute your mic.
Yes, I think
Shubhecha, what is your question?
my question is that
Shubhecha,
I want
there's
to
a
know
problem.
that you
Your
go
voice
for.
is coming all garbled. We cannot make out anything, so we will wait for a while. Admit the next person, Prem. Sorry, Shubhecha, your sound is coming garbled. We are unable to make out anything.
Please rejoin Suvicha Paul so that the internet
Okay.
connectivity gets corrected. Okay. Yes, please.
Sure.
Now it was better.
Yeah.
Now it was better actually.
Yeah.
But I think we already have Shubhecha's question in the Q&A. I think she was asking about how do we plan our trips.
Yeah.
So would you like to answer that question?
Oh, yeah, sure. If she's online, so her question, I think, is I have a question that how you plan your trip, because it's a huge planning needed. Would love to know. Yes. As a practice, we travel without consulting any travel agent. So from the day we decide to plan the trip, to booking the tickets to the hotels, to whether we are taking a Zoom car or we are using public transport, ticketing, etc., etc., etc. It is still easier in India because the language is not a problem. But when you're traveling abroad, language is the biggest problem there. So immense amount of study goes into planning, to the extent that we have Excel sheets, for day one.
We have different Excel sheets for
so for day one, we know we have to wake up at this time and be at this tourist place at 10 a.m. and so on and so forth. But again, we are not very touristy people. We would rather soak in the place and try and understand that if we want to explore food more, or maybe one or two must visits of that place, and so on. So if you're expecting a tour itinerary from us, we generally tell people don't, because we don't do the 20 tick off touristy places in one place. That's not how learning is, because we look at every travel as an experience to learn and gain more knowledge. So we plan it accordingly. So we generally learn about the culture. So we either go in for cultural shows or some shows that the place has to offer. So then we go in for food, we go to the farmers market, stuff like that, so that we come back with more knowledge. And of course we have to write a blog on it. That is our main intention of traveling, be it sponsored travel or non-sponsored travel. We bring it out to the audience. So yes, we plan everything, and huge planning is needed. So we plan it well in advance. So none of our trips are, doesn't happen like that. We plan it and then we
but it is the most exciting part, that I would say. Like, before a trip you plan, and that is very exciting, that okay, what next, I am going to a new place, and that actually plays very well with us, at least. That yeah, filling up the Excel, that what we plan to do next, so that.
But I have a question. I mean, both of you are still working also, right?
Yes.
So how do you manage your,
you see the huge dark circles under our eyes. That is how we manage. We don't sleep.
So it is like we capitalize on mostly the puja holidays that we have, because that is the longest stretch that we get. And thanks to our organization, so they give us say around few days of leave, and so yeah, we try to.
Are you both the same organization, different organizations?
No. We work in different.
Yeah, I'm an e-learning specialist, and he's the marketing person here.
Yeah,
so.
I'm into marketing.
Okay. Fine. Prem, any other people who have raised hands?
Shiv Prakash Shivam.
I think we have taken his question. Anyway, admit him.
Yes, he has raised a hand. Shiv Prakash Shivam, do you have a question?
Yes,
Shiv Prakash, I think we have taken your question. Do you want to ask anything?
No, sir. I'm not taking the question, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for your wonderful presentation. I want to say that can we do multiple things in one blog on different topics by seeing the trends?
Initially, yes, because if you don't do that, you will not understand what your audience is, liking most, but not too many variations. For example, you can't write about science and then you write about food. No, not such a vast variation.
Complementary subjects
Yes.
would be better, which has a relation with one of the other. Maybe not very direct relationship, but maybe linked somehow, so that you can draw a link. That is suggested. But again, if you're starting off and you want to explore and you want to understand that what your audience actually wants, then maybe you can try that out.
Yes.
Yeah.
So once you have understand it, after studying the analytics, you would know that your audience is preferring probably, a lot of your science related writings and articles. Then you know what to fix your blog on. But the initial few months, we would say yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Prem, who is the next person?
Good evening.
Hi, Sudeep.
Hi, Sudeep.
Yes, Sudeep, go ahead.
Ma'am and sir, thanks for sharing your valuable experience. I want to know that how to build loyal visitor for any suggestion, any tips, kindly suggest me. And secondly, I want to ask that how to which forum or sites and article sites follow as a beginner blogger. Kindly suggest me.
Okay.
So
you could take the side question. I'll take the other question.
Yeah. So the again, we have already mentioned that it's WordPress is good, is a good platform for the beginners to start off with. It is easy. It is very user friendly. So you can use that, and you just need an email ID, and then you can set it up. It's very basic. And other than that, yeah, you can.
What's the other question?
How?
Sorry, Sudeep, what was your first part of the question?
how to build a loyal visitors.
Yeah. So again, for building up a loyal customer or reader base, two things. One is consistency, and second is your content. So if you are consistently delivering good content, then you are bound to have a loyal readership base. So and if you are providing innovative solutions or innovative workaround ways of doing or giving or completing a task or whatever be it, that definitely helps generating good readership.
And also keep one thing in mind, Sudeep, that just because 10 successful bloggers are writing it in English or maybe their regional language, that doesn't mean you have to do the same. You begin your blog in the language you are comfortable with. If you're comfortable with Hindi, go for it. In Bengali, go for it, because every blog kind has its own set of readers, its own audience. So if you're comfortable with Bengali, start with that first on a free platform. You test the waters, you would automatically see the kind of reaction you're getting. Circulate it among close people first, with friends, and then move on to using keywords, hashtags, so that outside audience gets to know your page. And then of course you can later on create a Facebook page, link it, promote it, and so on. It's a long process. They're all interlinked, they're all interrelated. But to begin with, find your choice of subject, your choice of language which you're most comfortable in, and go for it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Answers your question. Thank you, Sudhir.
Thank you.
Prem?
So presently, we don't have any raise hand. Further, we are increasing the questions in the question answer section, sir.
Are there any more questions? I think we have taken most of them.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Probably we have taken, sir.
Yeah, I think we have taken most of them.
I'll just run through quickly.
For participants, if you have any question, please raise your hand or ask the question in the question answer section.
There's someone called Monisha Noshkar who has raised hand. So would you like to admit her?
Yes, sir. Monisha Naskar, please unmute your mic and please ask the question.
Shudeep can be asked to leave, yes.
Monisha Naskar, do you have the question?
She's on mute.
Manisha, what is your question? Please unmute yourself.
So there might be some internet issue.
Yeah, okay. There might be some technical issues. Yeah.
Okay, unless there are any more raised hands, then we will, close the show.
Yeah.
Shubhangam, I think we have taken your question. Unless you have a different question to ask, admit him, Prem. Let's see if he has a different question to ask.
Hello. Hi, sir. Hi, ma'am.
Shubhangam, please don't repeat the same question.
No, I'm not repeating, sir. Actually, just because of this lockdown and all, I've stopped vlogging for these travel and food. So I was planning to resume it from February or March, maybe from this year. So can you just suggest me in which language should I vlog? Because at first when I started, I used to vlog in Bengali, and it was like a Bengali Hindi mix. But then I totally shifted into Bengali.
Okay.
And now I was doing it Bengali, and I think it's completely my personal thinking that if I do vlogging in English, it will get more international reach and all. So should I start, like, what do you all suggest to start vlogging from Feb or March if I resume?
Okay.
Definitely, yes, definitely. A language medium like English and Hindi, the reach is huge, because Bengali audience खूब limited ना हमारे YouTube रहते. Even we started our lifestyle vlogging channel recently, and we have chosen Bengali simply because we wanted to bring out a life. A lot of people were curious, you are into so many things. Please show us a snippet of your life. So we stuck to Bengali. But for you, since your entire subject concentration is on traveling, which means you have to show them information, you have to show them difficult name places, you have to show them food type, you have to show them ticketing, you have to show them so many things, stick to English, please, because we would want your channel to flourish also. And with a travel vlog kind of channel with an English medium base, English works the best.
Yes. Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Yes. Yeah. Most welcome. In fact, আমি তো বলবো stick to both. keep a Bengali channel, keep an English channel.
Exactly, that is what I was about to say, because we know many vloggers who started off with only Bengali channel. Now they have moved to Hindi channels to get that national coverage.
Because tomorrow, when your channel hits 1 million subscribers, we would remember Kolkata theke Shubhangamer sange we had spoken. So speak my channel also.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for this appreciation. Okay, ma'am.
All the best.
All the best. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, Prem, do we have any more raised hands?
Ramalita Street. Ramalita Street, please unmute your mic.
Who is this?
Sir, Ramalita Street.
Ramalita. Ramalita, can you please unmute yourself and ask your question?
Ramalita, sir, I have seen that at the beginning of the program only, she wanted to ask the question. I don't know where he just see her by her there. Ramalita, are you there? If you are there,
do we have a question on the Q&A box? No.
So,
anyway, I think she is unable to. So let's move on.
Yeah.
So we have Ramalita on the queue only.
Okay, fine. We cannot get a question from Ramalita, unfortunately. So anyway, I think we have taken a fair amount of questions, and I wish to thank Anushriya and Sharnavo immensely, because they have really been wonderful, and they have taken so many questions, and they have made a wonderful presentation, a very, very practical, hands-on kind of a presentation. And I think a lot of people must have benefited from that. And there are very many people who are not initiated into blogging at all. So it is really some kind of a learning session for most people, I think. Wish you all the success. Please keep growing and growing bigger and better.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hope to have you again some other day on our program. And would like Mom to finally offer a vote of thanks to the couple and to the attendees.
And thank you, sir, for your constant support, for putting.
Oh no, thank you so much. Thank you. Most welcome. It has been a very wonderful learning experience for me too. As you can see, I'm an old man and I do not know these things much, but then it's never too late to learn, I guess. I think that's what I get from listening to you.
Absolutely. And thank you to this woman sitting here, Mom. We would not have been here without her. So thank you for
Mom is the
yes.
brain behind all this. Yes, Mom. Thank you so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Such a lovely interactive session. Like I said, there is no end to learning. We learned so many things today, So looking forward to more sessions.
And let me also wish you and thank you on behalf of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, who did make an appearance, but then could not hang on for long because of pressing engagements, as you can understand.
Yes, absolutely.
But then he's always very, very interested, and he always supports the youth. He's always in favor of new ideas, and he's very, very proactive in trying to bring in change. So it's all possible because of him and his leadership from the front.
Correct.
That's how we look at it. We all are indebted to him for all this.
Correct. Absolutely.
Yes, Mom, please go ahead.
Yeah, I will start from there itself, actually, by thanking the person who is not here, our, Vice Chancellor, sir, because he's the one, I'm sure, who just let's organize this thing, and he must have spoken to my boss, Mr. Chopra, and mentioned this on passing. And Mr. Chopra mentioned this to me, and okay, I put it together. Now I see how important this was. So, thanks to him. Thanks to you, Professor Sujit, for, taking us through the entire week.
Thank you.
And always encouraging. I had not met you earlier. And of course, we have still not technically met, but, this is where we are in today's world. That,
absolutely.
The digital world that we are in. I have been following the Bong Trippers, not, for a very long time. But yeah, I always see that, this is what I like about them, their constant PR work. Okay. That is why I, wanted them to be part of this. So, all of the participants who are there, I would request you to start following them, because you will, this is why it is important that they have achieved their success in a very short period of time, which means they have worked very hard. Okay. So that is the reason 4.5 years to get here is not easy. I can tell you this, because
they did say they had developed black patches under their eyes.
Yes, and keeping a full-time job and they have some guest house also which they maintain, and lot of other ventures. So they are, we hear that Bengalis can't do business. Well, they are proving that
please
say
do take
wrong.
care, don't get burnt out fast. You're young, so please do take care of yourselves also.
Yes sir. Yeah.
So thank you, Sharnab and Anushriya, and thank you all the participants who were here today. I hope I know that there were a lot of takeaways. I hope you actually kind of follow the tips and the tricks that they have shared. And if nothing, just start blogging.
Yes,
You
please
don't
do
even
that.
need a career in it. You don't have to earn anything. I think blogging itself is a nice way of documenting your journey through life. Okay, I think you can do it without, you maybe you're a doctor, you have very profitable career. You don't need to earn anything from blogging or the internet, but still blog. I think that's a very nice hobby to have.
Mom, interrupting you for a second, can I just ask a very wild question to our guests? Like, in the previous years, people used to write diaries.
Yes.
Now, is this some kind of an alternative to the diary?
Absolutely.
That you write what you love to write, and you write it for yourself, if nobody else.
Sir, I'm still an old school. See, I'm sitting with a diary right here. Okay. I was jotting down points. I'm still an old school at heart.
Okay.
It is exactly like maintaining a diary and a memoir. It's almost like 10 years down the line you will have a huge sort of memoir. Maybe one day you can write a book from that.
Right.
Or if nothing else, it's just that you don't it has it doesn't need to be anything more.
Right.
It is just sharing your life and the passions that you have with others.
Correct, absolutely.
So it can just be that. So you can start blogging without any actual career goals also. Just less like a hobby.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom, and thank your organization, iLead and Mr. Chopra, for all the help and support they've extended. It has been a glorious week, really. One more day still remains, and hope to end it on a very, very sound note. Thank you, our guests, and you have been wonderful, and we look forward to having you again. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best in life.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you to all the participants, and please convey our regards to VC, sir.
We will certainly do that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You may now take your leave.